Hey guys, well, it is Monday here in Southern California. I am working from home today, and I actually wanted to do a little Facebook Live conversation around self-care, specifically self-care for people who are at home all day, whether you work at home or you have kids at home. You know, I have to say I find it a challenge to have good self-care when I am at home, especially when I'm working from home. I am notorious for staying in my pajamas all day, or not really getting ready for the day and just kind of slumming around, which doesn't make me feel great. So I'm going to talk about a couple of different ways that I try to maintain good self-care while I work at home. I think you guys, if you haven't heard me talk about it already, I'm doing a new podcast on self-care, Selfie Podcast. And so it's been interesting as, Sarah, James, and I talk about this topic, really being convicted in the ways that my own self-care is not super great. So I'm really working on that. For me, one of the number one things that I need to do to have good self-care as I'm working at home is to get dressed. That's number one. Like I said, I can really spend the entire day in my PJs like I just woke up. So I try to have a morning routine, and I give myself a deadline. I will admit I many times drop my kids off at school in my PJs. Just no shame, that mom wearing my PJs. I'm not a morning person. I do kind of like to sit and get ready for the day, but I've given myself a deadline of 9 a.m. I need to be dressed. So I have a morning checklist similar to the one that I've given to my children that I give to myself, and this is a self-care checklist, and it seems ridiculous that I have to make myself do this, but every day I shave my legs, because when my legs are not shaven I feel gross. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, and I get dressed. Brushing the teeth, shaving the legs, that one's easier for me. Washing the face, getting dressed, those are more challenging. And speaking of washing your face, Teamy is the sponsor of this video, and they sent me their green tea facial scrub recently, and I did want to share it because I actually really love it. It's a scrub. It's a moisturizing scrub. It is made with matcha tea, lemongrass, and sugar. It is all natural. Look at that. I love matcha tea, and I love the smell of this. This is moisturizing. It kind of wakes you up. It's got that great grit when you rub it in. It's got amazing antioxidants. So I will say that this, when I wash my face with this in the morning, does kind of feel like a nice little wake up, but a nice little self-care. I'm not just using soap. It smells good. It feels like a little spa moment. So this again is the Teamy Green Tea Facial Scrub, and they are offering you guys 15% off if you want to try it. I'm going to talk about their mask in a minute, and that's on their website, teamyblends.com. 15% off if you use the code RATM, Rage Against the Minivan. So that is what I try to do every morning, and then I try to have myself a cup of tea. I'm not a coffee drinker. I think coffee, tea, whatever, I think that is kind of interchangeable, but whatever your drink of choice is, really just to take the time to make it. I'm really trying to make my drinks at home because I tend to just run into Starbucks because it's quick and I can order it from my app, and it gets pricey. So I try to make my drinks at home. I like tea. Again, when I'm sitting at home and working, it just feels nice and cozy to have a good cup of tea. So I have quite a collection of teas. I love tea. In fact, Teamy Blends, who makes the scrub that I just showed you, has a number of teas, and you could get those for 15% off if you want using the code. But I'm going to show you some of my mugs. So I have different mugs for the mood that I'm in. This is my It Is Well With My Soul mug. This is for a stressful day. This is for when things are feeling crazy. This is, if you don't know, It Is Well With My Soul is an old school hymn. It's one I grew up singing. It's one of my favorites. It's just beautiful. And this is just a nice reminder to me, like, all is well, right? If I'm feeling maybe though a little more badass, maybe I'm writing a ranty post about social justice, I have my Nasty Woman mug, which I really like. And this one just makes me feel just a little more like, ready to fight. And then I have another mug actually that my friend Allie Worthington sent me, and it says, "You have to start breaking busy before the busy breaks you." And I like this one because it's just a reminder to me of like, get your crap done so that you can live, So this is for a day when I have a lot to get done. So I like to use a different mug for the mood that I'm in. I also really like to light a candle. I'm a big proponent of scents, and I think that can change your mood. So lighting a candle, making your house smell good can make you feel better. I'm also a fan of diffusers and essential oils. I've got, you guys, and essential oils. Actually, some of these are essential oils and some of these are just yummy smells from the Body Shop. But calm water, I really love just plain eucalyptus, just makes my house smell like a spa. I have a couple blends. This one's a relaxation blend. I think this one is like lavender, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So I think, getting things like clearing a space, having a nice smell in your house is wonderful. I'm also a big fan of writing down what I need to do each day. And my friend Kristen Chase, who is a blogger at Cool Mom Pics, told me about this method she uses where she writes down by the hour everything she's going to do in the day. And I have started that, and I find it super useful because, it's like you have things to do, but I tend to, again, I work from home, I don't have a boss, and so I can kind of get lost in things. And what I do for self-care, though, is I will add my self-care in to my day. So if you see here, I wrote down when I'm eating breakfast, when I'm taking a shower, I gave myself a break, I wrote in that I was going to take a walk. So I find it really useful to have a list, but then make sure you put self-care in the list. Another thing I like to do when I'm home working is to do a little mask on my face. This is a few of these are advantages to working at home. You can do weird things like paint your nails and do a detox mask while you're sitting at home. In fact, literally just this morning, I did my roots while I was working. I'm very gray. So, it feels good to kind of like you work from home, do a little spa treatment on yourself. But again, Teamy has this fantastic detox mask. I really love this one. And I'm actually going to do this one at the end of the video to show you what it looks like going on. Look at that. It's so rich. So nice. It feels so good going on. The main ingredients are, again, matcha green tea, which I love the smell of. Lemongrass, also love the smell of that. And bentonite clay. So that clay really pulls out the toxins, pulls out blackheads. If you have any of those kind of issues with your skin, acne, blemishes, redness, it's good for that. But it's also just great for moisturizing. It gives it a nice antioxidant boost. Your face looks real nice after this. So, when I'm working from home, I will put a mask on and set a timer, work for 20 minutes and then wash it off and feel like I just had a nice little, spa moment. Painting my nails, that's a little thing I'll do in between work. It gives my brain a break, doesn't take that long, and having my nails painted just makes me feel a little more polished, a little more together. But yeah, if you wanted to try this, again, Teamy Detox Mask at teamyblends.com, 15% off if you use the code RATM, standing for Rage Against the Minivan. Another way that I try to have a little self-care in the midst of working at home is music. I'm a big fan of, I don't know if you can see it right there next to my TV, is my Sonos. I love Sonos. It's just a speaker system that runs, you can run it from your phone, but what's cool about Sonos is if you get a phone call, if you get something happening on your phone, it's streaming actually from Sonos. I don't know, it's somehow magic. I probably should know how that works better, but I don't. but I love the Sonos speaker, and so I will put music on just to try to calm myself down, kind of depending on the mood I'm in. But some of my favorite music to work to on Spotify, if you use Spotify, there's a playlist called Your Favorite Coffee Shop, and it really, I swear, is just, I've always loved, I mean, this is, I'm sure very basic, but I've always loved the music in Starbucks. Like, I feel like I walk into Starbucks and I love the music. And I used to buy, back when I used CDs, I used to always buy, Starbucks would have, like a yearly mix, and I would always buy it. So this is that, in that vein. It's kind of alt rock, folk, coffee shop. Yeah. So Your Favorite Coffee Shop is the name of that one on Spotify. There's another one called Ambient Chill, and I really like that one if I need to focus because it doesn't have a lot of words. It's mostly music. And then they have another one that I like called Totally Stress Free. And again, it's just kind of upbeat. I'm also a big fan of Windham Hill, which is just kind of like a new agey, modern classical, all instrumental. Windham Hill is great. And then you guys, I love Yanni. And I'm not afraid to admit it. So Yanni is fantastic for working. In terms of self-care too, working at home, occasionally I try to do this, but I don't always get to it. But I will sometimes try to work while I'm walking. I'll take my iPhone headphones with me. I'll, dictate certain things I need to get done. My assistant and I use Voxer to communicate, which is great because I can be talking back and forth with her while I'm walking. And then getting out in nature. I mean, it's such a small detail, but every once in a while I'll take my laptop out and work outside for an hour, and just in my backyard in the shade if the weather's good. And I feel like just that little change of scenery and like a little burst of vitamin D is always so good for me. And then also I think sometimes for me, self-care looks like getting out of my house. I think, that's one of the challenges, whether, you work from home or you stay home with kids. The four walls of your living room can just start to feel, exhausting when you're in the same place. And I mean, I'm going to turn the camera on my kitchen. Okay. I did not plan to do this, but it's hard to sit and work and there's laundry, there's piles of laundry over there. It's hard to work where you live because there's always that temptation to, I should go do the dishes. I should go, finish the laundry. And so for a treat, sometimes I will just get out of the house and I will go work at a coffee shop. There is, if you are local to Orange County, there's a fantastic new coffee shop called Thunder King. It's by Social on 19th, and they've got this super cool workspace. I'll try to get out and go there because it makes me just, it makes me feel more grown up to just put my clothes on and get out of the house. I think there's something to being around other people and that energy and getting out. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's some of the ways that I try to have some self-care in the middle of a routine Monday. So on that note, I am actually going to do my mask right now, and I will show you guys what that looks like going on. Again, this is the detox mask. This is green tea blend, and I am just going to put this on, and then I'm going to turn this video off, and I'm going to sit and return some emails. Okay, I was really surprised the first time I used this. It is so bright green too, and you can really smell the matcha. I love green tea, love green tea. I love to drink green tea, but I'm the person where if I am, at the yogurt shop and green tea is one of the flavors, that's one of the things I often order. There's a little place down by the beach here that has a green mate, and it is so good. You guys, this thing smells so yummy. And it's got a nice, refreshing tingle, which I like in a mask. All right, just gonna put this on. It feels so good and smells so good. Yeah, super bright green. My kids laugh at me when I put this one on, and they call me Elphaba from Wicked, which does kind of look like Elphaba. This could maybe even second as my Halloween costume this year. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit with this on my face, get a little work done, wash it off, and feel like I had a little spa treatment in the middle of my day. All right, once again, Teamy, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. They're offering you guys 15% off with the code RATM. It really is fantastic, and this is one of those you can feel it working. Which I like. It's got that nice kind of tingle. All right. Thank you for joining me. And if you work from home or raise kids at home, which is working from home, I would love to hear, what do you do during the day to stay sane? What's your kind of self-care routine to get through the day feeling more like yourself? All right, bye guys.